What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Saturday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt, and we are back after another winning night. We've been rolling this week. It's been pretty good. Another 2-1 night. Tigers and the Padres. Did you see the ninth inning of that Padres-Rockies game? That got a little crazy, but it got there for us. Tigers win 2-1. Padres beat the Rockies. We're going to rinse and repeat that again for today. We've got a plus 118 parlay that cashes for us. We win 1.8 units. The Stars get blown out 4-0. That dropped it, but the over comes in, and the number matters. It fell 230. We wind up going over 229.5, so we get that correct. 2-1, up 1.8 units on the week. It's a winning day. It's a winning week. We roll to Saturday doing quite well. I've got 3 bets for us, 2 in baseball and 1 in hockey to tell you about. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't love the card today. I think basketball is really hard. We watched the Thunder and we watched the Cavaliers play the way that we thought they were going to play on the road. Let's see if that game has gone final yet we're in overtime. It's 113-104. So Denver will win game 3 in overtime there. So impressive come from behind win for Denver. They're up 2-1 on their best of 7 series. But you saw Cleveland hit a ton of threes, looked like Cleveland. They were healthy. They had all 3 of their players. They played well. We bet the over. It just got there. But Boston's got the same thing that Cleveland had last night. Can Boston hit enough threes to beat the Knicks? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I'm not saying that playing at Indiana is harder or easier than playing at MSG. Both buildings are very hard to play in, but MSG typically, historically, has been a more difficult place to play. It's also been a place where Boston has fared quite well. They have really played well in New York against the Knicks. They're 2-0 this year in New York against the Knicks. So I don't want to touch that game. I don't have a good read on it. I don't have a good feel for it as to what could wind up happening here. I think Boston wins. Boston better win or the season's over. So, that's pretty much, this is do or die for Boston. The line's 5.5. It's unbelievable. That line at 5.5. I can't believe how high that line is. It feels too high, to be honest with you. I think I would take the Knicks at home. It's 5.5-point home dogs. And then the T-Wolves are on the road at Golden State. It's 1-1 in that series. They're not going to have Steph Curry. And the number's 5. Again, that number's pretty high. I think you could I don't like doing teasers, but I think you could do it if you wanted to. Celtics and the T-Wolves, that's a 2-leg money line parlay that's plus 110. I think if you were going to tease that, what's the price on that? If you were going to tease that, it's even money. So you could tease it down to even money, and that would actually give you, if you did a 6-point teaser, although most are 5-point. Yeah, it's a 5-point teaser. So a 5-point NBA teaser would give you Celtics, Timberwolves, even money, plus 110. Basically the same bet as betting money line with the 5-point teaser, given the line's 5.5 and then the line's 5. So in both, the game can't end a tie. So there you go. If you want to do that, I'm not advocating it. You could do it if you want. It feels like both favorites will win here today in game 3. But I have nothing on the NBA whatsoever. I do have an NHL play, and I do have 2 Major League Baseball plays for us here on a Saturday. But before we get into that, let me remind you about our offer that's available right now from Bet365. Turn $5 into $150 of bonus bets when you join Bet365. To claim the offer, just go to bettingpros.com/365 and deposit at least $10. If you place a bet of at least $5, you'll earn $150 in bonus bets. Again, that's bettingpros.com/365. 21 plus only. Must be present in Arizona, Colorado, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisville, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Tennessee, or Virginia. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-BETS-OFF if you live in Iowa. Terms and conditions will apply. Also, a reminder about what's going on for the playoff prop contest. The second round prize is a jersey signed by Tony Parker, a Spurs jersey signed by Tony Parker. This will also get to a final in the championship round. That grand prize winner will get an Allen Iverson signed jersey. To enter for free, it's easy. Just go to bettingpros.com/playoffs or to the Betting Pros app. The NBA playoff prop contest is live until the end of the playoffs. And of course, as always, it is free to enter. Betting Pros app or bettingpros.com/playoffs. Okay, so you know what we're doing here with Colorado. This is going to be, I'm going to bet this consistently with a 2-leg moneyline parlay involving the Rockies. And we're just going to keep on fading the Rockies. I mean, the Rockies are the worst team in baseball. They've lost 7 games in a row. They are 19 games back of the Dodgers already. They are 4-15 at home. They are 2-17 on the road, and they're taking on the Padres, who are 24-13. They've won 7 of 10, and they're now 10-9 on the road, and they scored 13 runs yesterday against the Rockies. Like, this is just a rinse and repeat that we're going to do for a while because the schedule for the Rockies is absolutely brutal. Now, they will get a win here or two, okay? It's going to happen. San Diego's throwing Stephen Kolek, who is going to be, he's making his second start of the year. He had 5 1/3 no earned runs in his one start, so looked pretty good in his first start. But Bradley Blaylock is going here for the Rockies. He's 0-1 with an 8 ERA. You heard me, an 8. His ERA at home is 9. He's pitched 2 games so far at home, 6 innings, 6 earned runs, an opposing batting average of .346. Good luck. Rockies most likely will lose here to the Padres. But we need a dance partner because I'm not going to lay $2 here on this. So who are we going to go and find a dance partner? And I'm going to be honest. I looked hard here. There are a lot of games. A lot of dogs are live here on a Saturday. I don't love that I'm going to go to the Yankees. But I'm going to go to the Yankees, who are taking on the A's. They've won 3 games in a row. They just won 10-2 last night. And they're going to throw Carlos Rondon, who's 4-3 with a 2.96 ERA and a .92 whip. He's going to face J.P. Sears. And J.P. Sears is the best pitcher here for the A's, but he's a lefty, okay? Got the power bats here for the Yankees. We got a ballpark that gives up a lot of home runs. We have a powerful lineup with a bad bullpen for the A's. J.P. Sears has won 4 starts in a row. 8-0, 5-2, 2-1, and 3-2. Like I mentioned, it was slim pickings here as to what to pair up the Rockies with. And this very well might go down. I'm looking for a dance partner, and there really isn't one out there. If you don't like the Yankees and you want to replace the Yankees with somebody else, if you want to, and I was looking at this, I was potentially going to go and fade the Reds and say, okay, so let's not do the Yankees. I'm going to take Houston with Lance McCullers pitching, but I don't love that either because Lance McCullers is making his second start since 2022. So his first start wasn't bad. Now it's his second start. It is at home, but it is a little bit of a risk here because, well, Brady Singer's not awful. He's 4-2 with a 3.66 ERA. So I'm going to stick with the Yankees, okay? But if this goes down, I'm not going to be stunned here. You can take St. Louis. I mean, if you want to get involved with St. Louis, but the payout just wasn't great for St. Louis. Let me tell you what the payout would be if you want to take and fade Washington, which Washington is another really bad team. If you want, let's see, do we have a number for that? Yes, we do. Okay, but it's minus 118. It's Williams going for the Nationals, which isn't horrible. Wins in a row here for the Cardinals. Cardinals have won 6 games in a row. Washington has lost 3 games in a row. So you want to bet streaks, you can take Washington, but clearly the books are thinking this is not going to be that big of a number. It's only minus 118, and then you take that and go and take the Padres. That's a plus 177 parlay if you want to take that. So greater odds just because St. Louis is due to lose on the road here to Washington, even though they just killed Washington. So Padres, Cardinals, I'm going to stick with the Padres and the Yankees. And even with JP Sears pitching, the Yankees are still a really big favorite here to beat the A's on the road. It's a late night game, so it's something to watch if you guys will come home Saturday night. Actually, you know what? That game is being played during the day. Sorry, 4:06 Eastern. So that's a late Saturday afternoon game. So it's a 1 o'clock day game out west. 1 o'clock, A's and the Yankees. But minus 160 favorite for the Yankees with Rendon. It's the Yankees, so you're paying a Yankee premium, but I do think they win the game. We're going to take Yankees to win, Padres to win at plus 145 for 1 unit. Second bet, Red Sox are going up against Cole Reagans. They lost 2-1 last night in 12 to the Royals. Red Sox are a very good team in the first 5 offensively. One of the best teams. They are the best team in baseball first 3 offensively. They score a lot of runs in the first 3. Cole Reagans is good, but he's had 2 of his last 3 starts in which he gave up 5 earned runs and 4 earned runs to Detroit on the road and the Rockies at home. Now, he bounced back against the White Sox, 5 innings, no earned runs, but in 11 Ks. So he was really good, but that's the White Sox. Red Sox lineup is pretty good, only scored 1 run yesterday, and they've got their ace on the mound. Even though Cole Reagans is going for the Royals, they've got Garrett Crochet, who's been screwed out of a couple of wins here recently. Crochet, in his last start against the Twins at home, 5 innings, 1 earned run. Against Toronto, 7 innings, 2 earned runs. Against the Mariners, his worst start of the year, 5 innings, 4 earned runs. But the White Sox, 2 starts there, 6 innings in 7 1/3, no earned runs in 1 earned run. I don't want to play around with the Red Sox bullpen with Garrett Crochet. I don't want to play around with this. You can bet money line if you want. Run line, if you want. But I'm going to bet run line. So if it's 1-1, 2-2, 0-0, if it's tied after 5, it's a push. So someone's got to be leading after 5. And the Red Sox price is pretty decent. It's only minus 120. I haven't done this yet. This is my first time betting it with Garrett Crochet, but this is probably how I'm going to bet Garrett Crochet starts for the rest of the season. I don't want to play with the Red Sox bullpen at all. The offense scores runs for him early in the game. They don't score runs late in the game for him. Red Sox have a real tough time scoring runs after the 5th inning, but they score before the 5th inning, averaging nearly 3 runs per game. Actually, one of the best teams in baseball in the first 5 offensively for Major League Baseball. On the road, the Red Sox score 2.85 runs per game in the first 5. That is currently 6th best, or tied for 6th best in Major League Baseball. Overall, the Red Sox score 2.88 runs in the first 5. That is tied for 5th. Actually, no, that's not tied. That's 5th by itself. The Cubs, Tigers, Yankees, and Dodgers are better than the Red Sox scoring, but offensively, they're a top 5 offense in the first 5. Let's get to Reagans. 2-0, 2-1, somewhere in that range. Red Sox first 5 money line here on the road against the Royals for 1.2 units at minus 120. And finally, the Capitals and the Hurricanes. We bet under the first 2 games. We're going to bet under again. It's playoff hockey. I know we're changing venues. That might make it a little bit scary, but we've got the same 2 goaltenders, and we've got an opportunity to see 2-1, 3-1. Hurricanes win game 1, 2-1. Capitals win game 2, 3-1. Just because we're going to Carolina, I think we're going to run into a very similar situation. And at home this year, the Hurricanes were 22-18-4 to the under. They were an under team. They were a top 10 under team at home this year in the NHL. And while basically Washington was flat as when it comes to totals on the road this year, I just think Washington's got very good goaltending right now. They're playing very good defensively. And it's juiced to the over at most books, but I got minus 110 of the book that I bet it at. I'm just going to bet the under until we get thrown off here, until we see a high-scoring game with lots of penalties. Under 5.5 for Washington and Carolina. All right, so plays for Saturday. Yankees money line parlayed with the Padres money line for plus 145. You can swap the Yankees out for somebody else if you feel more comfortable not taking the Yankees there. As I said, you can go with other teams like St. Louis, but I'm going to take it officially with the Yankees and the Padres at plus 145. Red Sox first 5 money line at minus 120 with Garrett Crochet on the mound up against the Royals, and Washington, Carolina, under 5.5 for 1.1 units. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all my socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.